So I got a couple of questions for you.
Okay, I'm not going to answer any of them.
Okay, so do you just want to go to jail?
No.
Have you been drinking tonight?
I'm not going to answer any of your questions.
Okay. Are you willing to do some field sobriety evaluations?
Absolutely not. Most people fail those sober.
People spend entirely too much time online, and they are roadside attorneys.
Welcome back to the Lackluster channel. Today's story was submitted by Ashton of the Knowledge is Power channel. Ashton has made several viral videos on cop watching, cop blocking, records requests, and DUI checkpoint refusals. Today, we will be looking into his encounter with the Holly Springs Police Department. Holly Springs is a small town with a population of 12,500. The local police department employs 24 people and costs the city over a third of its budget. On February 28, 2021, Officer Scott Staber rolled the stop sign, drives in oncoming lanes, and begins speeding at almost 20 miles per hour over the posted limit. Ashton happened to be driving home, and as the officer quickly approaches the rear of his vehicle, Ashton moved over to the right in fear that the driver could have been drunk or at the very least, reckless. The officer slows his vehicle and follows him for another 43 seconds, and during that time, Ashton maintains his lane without veering or swerving, and without the need for evasive action as Officer Staber was finally driving at the posted limit. Regardless of the observed good driving, Officer Staber initiated a traffic stop.
Hey man, Officer Staber, Holly Springs, how are you?
Doing good about yourself.
Good, man. Two reasons I pulled you over. One, you have no tag lights on the vehicle. Also, back there on Hickory Road, you almost went in that ditch, man. I say you almost went into the ditch, but I say you went over the white line, and I mean you were probably 6 inches from going down that little gully. Anyway, you have a driver's license, man?
Yep.
Where are you coming from tonight?
Friend's house?
Where's she live? Or she?
I don't know the address.
Woodstock, Canton.
Yeah, I mean like 2 minutes down that little
I got you. You drinking all tonight?
I'm not gonna answer that question.
Not gonna answer that question? Okay, good deal.
Can I check the taillights?
Can it? No, I say not yet. It's not the tail lights, it's the tag lights.
Tag lights.
Code 4. All right, I'll be right back to you, man.
Yep.
Officer Staber returns to his cruiser to write up Ashton's citations and requests the response of a DUI enforcement unit. Officer Michael Adams is dispatched and drives 30 miles per hour over the posted limit and operates a cell phone while en route to the call, without emergency tones or lights. Once he arrives, he consults with Officer Staber and meets with Ashton.
Failure to maintain lane, you almost ended up in the ditch. No tag light. Asked him if he's been drinking tonight.
Asked
him if he's drinking tonight. He says, I refuse to answer that question. Asked him where he's coming from. Says, friend's house. So, okay, where's that located? I don't know. So.
What's his name?
Ashton Woolen.
How old is he?
28.
How old is he?
28. But more or less you're here because of the failure to maintain lane, and he's not answering if he drank. Want me to kill the fronts?
How you doing, sir?
Doing all right.
Officer Adams, Holly Springs. The reason I'm out here is because of the observed driving behavior and everything else. I specialize in doing DUI investigations. So I got a couple of questions for you.
Okay, I'm not going to answer any of them.
Okay, so do you just want to go to jail?
No.
Okay. So
I just don't have any obligation to answer any questions.
You don't? Okay. So I'm going to ask you anyway. Have you been drinking tonight?
I'm not going to answer any of your questions.
Okay. Are you willing to do some field sobriety evaluations?
Absolutely not. Most people fail those sober.
All right. So, then you know what we're getting ready to do?
No.
I'm getting ready to place you under arrest for DUI. I'm going to read Georgia implied consent. We'll just go ahead and take you on up and get blood drawn.
I'll do a breathalyzer.
You want to do a breathalyzer?
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay.
But I'm just not doing the test because most people fail those sober. I've tried them sober. Actually,
you want to know something? I just did a set not right down the street, and dude didn't go to jail. They're scientifically proven. And you know why you can't prove them? Because you can't control one of them. I know people, oh, thanks. Are you recording?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. I know I'm recording you, so it's fine. I know people believe that they know what they're talking about, but they're not. So if you haven't been drinking, there should be absolutely no problem dealing with anything. But once you get out of your vehicle, I'm gonna need you to leave your phone in your truck. You can face it toward us, whatever direction, but as far as the safety thing goes, I don't want it while we're dealing with other stuff, because I need your hands free.
I understand that.
All right, so you're gonna step out from?
To do a breathalyzer?
If that's the one that you want to do, sure.
Yeah, I'm not going to do the foot up and all that stuff.
No. So, do you mind if I check your eyes?
Prefer you didn't.
Okay. All right. Well, that being the case, go ahead and find a place to put your phone where it's the most comfortable for you.
Can I put it in my pocket?
I don't care as long as you can't make a phone call, because the last thing that I want you to do is to start calling people to show up out here.
Yeah, absolutely. I understand that.
All right. You can stick it.
Unsafe for you or anything.
You can stick it in your phone. That's perfectly fine. Or your pocket.
So you really would not do fields.
He won't do fields, but he's agreed to do the PBT. So.
Officer Adams claims that the field sobriety tests are scientifically proven and provides an anecdotal example of a person that recently passed the test. In most states, field sobriety tests are voluntary, and you have the right to refuse to participate without being prosecuted for refusing. Since the evidence obtained from these tests will only be used against you in DUI proceedings, most criminal defense lawyers advise against completing them. Field sobriety tests are a series of 3 voluntary tests that a driver is asked to complete that allegedly demonstrate whether a driver is under the influence. The biggest problem with them is that they're purely subjective, not scientific in nature, which means that it's completely up to the officer to determine whether you passed based on your performance. According to the U.S. Department of Transportation, these tests successfully identify drunken drivers in 2/3 of all DUI cases, which means that for about 33% of drivers, the field sobriety tests may suggest that they are drunk even if they are not. This is often due to a variety of factors, including disabilities, nervousness, and any bias the officer may have against you for reserving your right to remain silent and not answering their questions. However, if you refuse a field sobriety test, you won't just be let go. You will be asked to undertake a chemical test to determine your blood alcohol level, such as a breathalyzer test or a blood test. You may even be taken to the police station for the test to be conducted, and unlike field sobriety tests, refusing to perform a breathalyzer or provide a blood sample can have very serious consequences. But volunteering to take the field sobriety test is rolling the dice, with a 1 in 3 chance that the officer gets it wrong and is allowed to use the test results in court against you. Officer Adams prepares the preliminary breath test without using gloves and places his fingers all over the straw that he is about to have Ashton put in his mouth.
Alright, so what you're going to do is you're going to take a deep breath, you're going to put your lips around the tube and seal it. You're going to blow out like you're trying to blow up a balloon. Yep. Strong and steady, okay? You ready? Blow, 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 blow. Thank you.
The PBT came back at a .009. In Georgia, you will not be charged with a DUI if the results are below a .08, but Georgia is one of the many states that can charge you with being under the influence if your blood alcohol content is below .08. However, they would need to prove that you were driving after having consumed alcohol or drugs, or a combination, and that you weren't able to safely drive your vehicle. It is highly unlikely that the .009 blood alcohol content and over a minute of video showing Ashton driving safely, aside from his evasive action, would result in a conviction.
Well, you definitely have had a little bit of alcohol tonight.
Okay.
But we already know that, don't we?
Okay.
Yeah. Are you where you shouldn't be driving? Probably not.
I know that, otherwise I wouldn't be driving.
Well, I'm glad that you know that. But with the presence of alcohol, and the observed driving behaviors, we can't recommend that you continue driving your vehicle. You see what I'm saying? That's where the problem comes in. This is not about you going to jail. This is making sure that you're safe. According to the observed behavior that Officer Staber saw, you almost ended up in a ditch.
That is such hearsay.
Would you like me to go pull the video?
Sure.
We can go create a video right now and be more than happy to watch it.
Okay.
All right. So,
I mean, I promise I'm not trying to be
no, right now, that's exactly what you're doing. Okay. What I'm telling you is everything that you're doing creates suspicion on our part.
By respecting my own privacy and my rights is suspicious?
No. By the questions that we ask and the circumstances when it comes to safety, it does create a little bit of suspicion on our part.
It shouldn't. I wish it didn't, but it does.
But it does, because we have a job to do. Our job is to keep everybody else out here safe. The unfortunate part is, statistically speaking, people that are involved in car accidents that are drunk kill people but don't get injured themselves.
I know.
Okay? So you can understand why it is a big deal for us to find out exactly where we stand.
I understand. That's why I'm totally happy to do the breathalyzer, and I mean, yeah, I agree.
So, based on what you know about everything else, you should also know that this isn't admissible. It's not admissible in court. This value doesn't stand up. You know why? Because there's factors that can create problems. So, the only real way to find out what your alcohol content is to do the state administered chemical test. See what I'm saying?
Yep.
So, what I'm telling you is there's more to it than what you believe. Okay. Right now, I'm just trying to be informative. Okay. Whatever Officer Staber wants to do at this point is perfectly fine. I can tell you that you aren't close enough to the legal limit for me to warrant not allowing you to drive. But I can't.
Again, I wouldn't drive if I wasn't.
I'm glad that you believe that, but your insistence to me, I'm sorry, isn't enough to make me feel better about that. Your abilities that you believe aren't good enough for me. I need physical proof. It's like what you were talking about hearsay. See what I'm saying?
Yep.
So what you believe is irrelevant. What I can prove is. Now, I can prove that you're capable, but your behavior doesn't. You see what I'm saying? That's what. Okay. So, but as long as he's good with it, you can hop back in your vehicle, and I'm sure he's gonna have some paperwork for you here soon.
All right. You hop back in. Can I get a business card before, if you're leaving? Can I get a business card from you, or just get it from him and use that?
Everything's going to be on the side. Why? You want my name?
Okay, I'll have both of y'all.
You want my name?
Sure. I'm not going to remember it. That's why.
That's fine. My name's Officer Mike Adams. Okay. My badge number is 230. You can try to stalk me on Facebook if you would like, but unfortunately, I do not have Facebook.
just documenting. I have no issues, no complaints. I'm not.
So I'm just telling you, because usually people believe that they can get our names and then look us up on Facebook. I don't have Facebook.
No.
So, I mean, I have no problem giving you my name. I'm not going to give you my personal phone number, but the phone number for the police department will be located.
Or the business card, just for documentation.
Yeah.
I can never read on the paperwork.
Well, it's printed on there, and I will write my name personally on the citations that you get.
Thank you, sir.
All right?
Can I get back in?
Yeah, you can get back in your truck.
Would you like a highlighter to highlight your name?
Still citing him for the failure to maintain.
Oh, absolutely.
Either way.
You.
I mean, he literally, I don't know if I hit the record, but I know that because it goes, whatever, a minute or so before I hit record.
If you didn't, go back and do a report after the fact.
Yeah. No,
you want to write my name on there too?
Yes. The actual tail lights, or the tag lights, if you look, they are there, but they're just super dim.
Yeah.
I just don't understand, man. It's just like, you could just say yes, and you do that. I'm done. That's it.
people spend entirely too much time online, and they are roadside attorneys.
I get that. I mean, it just makes our job harder, and it doesn't improve any outcomes.
But you know, and that's the unfortunate part is that
have a safe evening.
In his why not? He's safe to be driving. He did the PBT, but if he had known that the fields are actually more accurate than the PBT, and they're admissible.
The officers maintained that not answering questions and refusing to perform the field sobriety test is suspicious behavior, but it shouldn't be, and hopefully, the more people that research their state and local laws and stop providing information and performing tests that are only designed to hurt them, the more these behaviors will be normalized, and Americans acting free wouldn't cause alarm to investigate. Overall, the officers that stopped Ashton were going 20 to 30 miles per hour over the posted limits, touching phones, driving recklessly, and violated department guidelines to wear masks and gloves, especially when handling the straw that went into Ashton's mouth. It seems like quite a bit of wrongdoing to do some possible right. Ashton was cited with failure to maintain, and for his dim tag light. The failure to maintain charge was eventually dropped after a review of the video evidence. Remember that each state is different, and it is important to research the laws that affect you. A big thanks to Ashton for sending me this video. If you enjoyed it, you'll enjoy his other works. Be sure to head over to his channel and let him know I sent you.
When I ask, have you been drinking? It's your right. You don't have to answer me 100%, and I get that.
Nobody should answer questions.
And
my personal opinion.
Yeah,
again,
and that's fair.
You got your job.
No, that's 100% fair.
Personally, it's the balance of authority and power, and the person who's here is scared or intimidated.
Understood. And you know that is what it is, to where we are authority, to where our presence alone gives fear to some people, and some people abuse that, and I'm not gonna lie.
I'm hoping more and more people will start to understand what they do and don't have to do, and that becomes less of a suspicious thing. I hate that it's suspicious.
Thanks for watching. If you have a video you'd like me to review, email it or send it in via Facebook Messenger. You can also view this and other content on my website. If you're new here, subscribe for future content. If you've been around for a while, remember to like, share, and comment down below of what you think of this interaction. Shirts and other goodies are available at the Teespring store linked below. Channel memberships start at just $1 if you'd like to further support the channel and get a slick lack logo next to your name. I'll see you in the next video. All links are down below.